If you've been thinking about taking a digital course to learn how to sell printables on Etsy, you might know you're in the right place. I'm Lindsay, and I have a course where I teach women how to sell printables so they can use their creative skills to make passive income. But like other decisions we make in our lives, the decision to invest in an online course brings us a lot of internal questions. For example, what if it takes me longer than expected to finish the course? What if I get discouraged halfway through? Will I have the time to devote to follow along with a printables course? These are all valid questions, and after all, I've taken quite a few online courses myself over the years, and I often wonder if it's a good use of my time and my money before I make that final decision. But the truth is, there is no right or wrong way to take an online course. As both a course creator myself and a course taker, I've witnessed 4 personality types that move through online courses in very different ways. So I want to share those 4 personality types with you today so that you can identify what personality type you fall into and if investing in an online course to create printables is the right move for you. The first personality type that I see come into the printables program, I'm calling the star student. Now, just because they're considered the star doesn't mean that they're the best. It just means that they're really embracing the idea of taking advantage of all that's available to them when it comes to this printables course. The star student likes to jump right in and watch the course while taking action. For example, in my course, at the time I'm recording this video, there are 3 modules in the program. And I always tell my students that it's totally doable to not only watch the course, but also set up a successful printables shop in 30 days. Star students follow along with the program so that they can make sure that they've accomplished this goal within that timeline. Upon joining the printables course, students get to take advantage of 3 calls over the course of a month, as well as being part of a members-only Facebook group. Star students schedule these calls in their calendar and try to make it live to each call. They're also known to jump on camera during the calls and ask any questions that they have and really get deep into the content so that they feel like they can make progress and feel like they're being supported with little hiccups along the way. They also engage in the Facebook group, asking their questions, announcing their challenges, and celebrating their wins. I'll tell you a little more about my personality type when it comes to taking courses a little bit later in this video, but I'll tell you right off the bat that I'm typically not a star student when I take courses. I want you to know that so that you know you can be successful with a course even if you don't identify with this personality type. Next is the consistent student. The consistent student knows that they probably don't have the kind of time that the star student has. They have other things going on in their lives, like a full-time job, being a mom, and so on. And that stops them from being able to show up exactly like a star student. Following that 30-day blueprint is a little tougher for this student with all of their commitments. However, they still make it a point to join the Facebook group and watch as many of the replays of the calls as they can within that 30-day period, and then soak in all of the course as much as they can. Consistent students may not be as outgoing in the Facebook group or on designated calls. And this might actually be because of their real personality type, which makes them not as excited to jump on camera or hold back a little with posting their questions in the Facebook group as readily. Nonetheless, they make progress at their own speed. They're committed and consistent, but not as quick to get everything done within that 30-day time frame. The planner is someone that has had their eye on the printables course for a while. They know that they don't want to wait any longer to learn how to use their creative skills to make passive income through printables. However, they also know that they won't have the time to take action in real time like the star student or the consistent student. But no worries, they have a plan. The planner has an idea in their head about when they can dive into the content and when they'll have to put it on the side so they can focus on other things. They have a clear vision in their heads on what they want the finished printables shop to look like on Etsy. It just might take a little bit more time to get there. They're excited at all the possibilities that printables have to offer and will eventually take the actions they need, but it will get done when the time is right. The last personality type, and perhaps the most popular, is called the dabbler. I'd say that more often than not, I run into many dabblers inside the printables program. I love the dabblers because they're often the risk takers, the creative people, or people who want more for their lives. They aren't necessarily great at keeping schedules and following through on actions. However, they keep coming back to the course and continue to make progress over time because the idea of creating more freedom in their lives through printables is calling to them. It's on their heart, so they continue to come back to the idea, and since they always have access to the course, they can come back at any time, jump in whenever they get an intuitive hit, and get going again. Oftentimes, these are the students I hear from many months, if not an entire year after taking the program. They tell me that they finally made their first sale after putting the blueprint in action, or they finally followed the steps in the program to create their first printable and they had a great experience. The dabblers are the wild cards who adopt a little bit of all the previously mentioned personality types. Every day looks a little different, but they show up when they can and how they can. So what can we take from these 4 personality types? Well, for starters, not one of them is better than the other. Oftentimes, it's simply about the time they have to devote to starting a printables business right now. So that means that it's really about what season you're in your life that will determine what kind of course taker you're going to be. There's no shame or guilt in any of the types. Wherever you fall, I always encourage starting right away. You never know when the next time a course is going to open again, or if the price will go up, or what stage you'll be in your life at that time. So where do I fall when it comes to the personality types of a course student? I think it probably depends on what season I am in my life. I've taken many courses in my day and have probably been each individual personality type at various times. However, I probably tend to be the consistent student more often than not. And the reason behind this is that I don't think of myself as a very extroverted person. And because of that, I tend to avoid live calls and showing up on camera. I hang in the background and make progress in my own time. When I'm being this personality type with a course I'm invested in, I try not to let the star students make me feel shameful or guilty that I'm not going as fast as them, because we are all on our own timelines. In other courses I've taken, I have been the dabbler for sure. For example, in one case, I didn't pick up a course until about 2 years after I purchased it. However, I'm so glad I invested when I did. Reason being, not only had the bonuses and the content in the course changed over time, the price of the course had also gone up. So by purchasing before I was ready, I was able to take advantage of things that newer students weren't able to. All this to say that any type of personality is the right type to invest in an online course, especially when about printables that teaches you how to earn an extra income in your life. Right as this video is going live, my printables program is open. So you can head to atouchofla.com/enroll to get started right away. If you're watching this video later, you can still head there to get on the wait list for next time. In the meantime, I'd love for you to tell me in the comments below what personality type you think you fall into. I hope this video is helpful, and I will see you in the next video.